Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jacqueline from the Unimportant Homestead, and today is yet another day in the life as a homemaker. We have so much to get into today, so I hope that you guys will stick around. Today's day began by me just taking a walk and seeing what was out there. This is my echinacea. I'm going to be making a tincture from it pretty soon, from the roots, to use for winter. So I'm just taking a walk and looking at some of my favorite plants here in the yard, looking at the cat. Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and get started on my dehydrating. That's one of the first things I do every day, is to go and see if there's anything that needs processing. So I found a few peppers. I tend to pick them as soon as they start to blush so that I can let them ripen fully on the counter inside and give the plant more time to continue growing fruit instead of ripening fruit. Yeah, that's just the way that I do it. I have a very, very small garden this season. This is one of the smallest gardens I've ever had, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm trying to make a switch from growing all the things to growing very nutrient-dense things like herbs. I find that growing herbs is one of the best investments of my time because herbs offer so much value. You can use them for medicine, but they also give any dish an extra boost. And I find that that's more valuable than having all the things. So this year, my main focus was on peppers and herbs. So now I'm going to go ahead and get these started dehydrating. They tend to take a few hours. But yeah, these are just some peppers, random peppers, jalapeno peppers. I'm going to sit this outside because peppers, I'm kind of sensitive to the spice of it. Now I'm going to get ready for a cooking day. I have a very big day planned, so I'm going to go ahead and get some food started early. Cooking, I wanted to make some black-eyed peas for dinner, and so I need to go ahead and get them going. I'm going to go ahead and just clean up my area, and I have my beans soaking overnight so that I can put them on first thing in the morning so it'll be ready. I tend to, in the summertime, I tend to cook all of my, like the main part of my meal earlier in the day because it tends to get a bit hot on the porch. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get that going in my Dutch oven. Yeah, so I really enjoy cooking from scratch. That's the only type of cooking that I do these days for the last couple of years. And like I was saying about nutrient-dense foods, I like to have the raw ingredients to make anything. If I keep my kitchen well stocked with ingredients, I can make anything that I want to make. And so I really enjoy doing things like that. And in my herb collection, because I actually didn't ever used to cook with herbs until maybe like last year when I really started getting into cooking herbs and growing herbs. But before that, we would just buy that seasoning blend at the store. Well, I wanted to change our salt. I didn't want to use regular table salt because we all know that that's really, really bad for you. And I highly encourage all you guys to try kosher salt or even pink salt. It's much, much more healthier for you. But yeah, so when I started getting into herbs, the first step that I did was I started to buy them at the grocery store and learn the flavor profile, learn how they taste and how I can use them and how expensive they were. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start to grow my own. And I did that last year and I had the most amazing time. I feel like my food went up like a huge level. And so this year, that was my main thing, is that I wanted to grow a lot more herbs and be able to put them up to be able to use all year long. So all of these herbs that I'm using, they are from my garden. And that is so fantastic to me. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Even the bay leaves, Brandon wanted to buy me a bay bay leaf tree. And I was like, I don't need a tree. But guess what, guys? That tree's so small, it's ridiculous. It's like the slowest growing tree ever. So I just harvest a few leaves off of it every season. And that's about all that I need for my cooking. I'm putting in right now some chicken bouillon cube. I'm making my own seasoning blends. I don't pre-make a blend. I just kind of eyeball it as I go. There are no instructions when I'm cooking. When I bake, yes, I absolutely follow the directions. I absolutely use my food scale to make sure everything's weighed out properly. But when I'm cooking, I just kind of do whatever seems right. And so cooking from scratch is so much fun, and it leaves so much room for trying new things and new flavors and everything. So now I'm just adding my seasonings and getting everything going. Oh, I appreciate you guys cooking with me today. I don't normally show cooking things because it's weird. But I have a very, very big project right after this. And so I wanted to make sure we had something for dinner. Because my Aunt Sandy told me that they had this sale. Oh, wait till you guys see it, because I went overboard. Yeah, so getting that ready. Then I'm gonna head back inside, I think. Nope, I got a few more things to add to this. Anyway, I was talking about trying to get nutrient dense foods. So you guys are gonna see, like, even how we eat here at my home is so weird. It's mainly single ingredients: meat, fruit, vegetables, a raw vegetable and a cooked vegetable. We eat rice, and we always have a lot of fats, because I find that fats are so profitable. Guys, look at that. Do you see that little box right there? There are 12 pints of cream right there, but I already got some more. My Aunt Sandy told me that they had the cream at the discount grocery store here in my town for 50 cents. 50 cents. So I went and bought 18. And I knew that I had this big project coming up. I let it all sit out at room temperature because it works better when it's at room temperature. It goes a lot faster, and I put it in a food processor. Look, there's so much. It's gonna take hours, but I'm really excited about it. I borrowed my mom's food processor because I buy the new ones and they keep breaking. And so she's had this one for like 40 years, seems like, and it still works. And so I borrowed hers, and I'm gonna use hers. I will try it in the stand mixer too. So I'm just putting the butter. I'm just going to collect it all in this really big pot, this stock pot. Okay, so when you see all the time on YouTube and everywhere of people making butter, and they make the butter, they pour off the buttermilk, and then they have this butter and they rinse it and get all the milk out of it. I found that this butter is not appropriate for baking because you can't really get all of the buttermilk out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this specifically to make ghee. Anytime I get this kind of deal, I buy a lot and I cook it down to ghee, and I store it in jars in my freezer, and then I have ghee to last me for a super long time. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to be making all of this into ghee. So I'm not really worried about straining or rinsing out all of the buttermilk because I know I'm going to just cook it down anyway. So I'm going to try it right here on my stand mixer. You see that jar right there? I'm sorry. I want to apologize. I'm just so excited. Look at it. So a lot of it was already like that. Now it is a little bit past this date, so it started to congeal a bit, but it didn't have an off smell. It was perfectly fine. But yeah, I'm super excited. I guess you guys can tell. I love when I get this deal. Like, this is so much ghee. And like I was saying, nutrient dense foods is so important to me. And so herbs, but also fats. You guys know when you look at the nutrition label on your food, you get 4 calories for protein, 4 calories for carbs, but you get 9 calories for fat. Fat is so good for you. You know why? If you look at the gorilla and you look at the cow, they eat their fat, right? They eat greens. But look at the lions who eat protein and fat. They're strong, you know? So I like for my family to be strong. We eat a lot of fat. Fat is so good for you. So we use lard, we use tallow, we use ghee, we use butter, we use all the fats. Almost every single day we are doing that. So now I'm going to toss in, I got to calm down. I'm so excited. Okay, now I'm going to put in some okra. Do you guys put in okra in your black eyed peas? Or is that just a southern thing? I don't know. But at this point, the beans have been gone for like an hour or so, or 2 hours. And I'm just gonna add that to it and let it keep on cooking. My family really enjoys okra. I'm gonna try to calm down. But look, this is all the butter. I decided to put it in this bowl and take a picture of it. It looks so pretty, and put all my little pretty things around it. I was so proud. Look, I have 2.5 gallons, so 1 full gallon of buttermilk. Have you guys ever made it like at home? Buttermilk is so different than what the store sells, right? The store sells this thick goop. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I like regular old buttermilk. So now I'm just grinding up those peppers. They're done. It's been several hours, guys, by this point. And I just been making butter and collecting it. And yeah, now I'm grinding up some pepper spice. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some lard. See, I'm frying lard. I use lard for frying. I don't use seed oils. I prefer to use lard from animals, from the pig. So this is lard that I also rendered myself. I bought the pork fat and I rendered the lard. Now I'm making cornbread. It's almost dinner time. My husband's going to be home soon. So I want to go ahead and get dinner finished up. So I'm going to make some cornbread. And you guys, you know you're supposed to fry it on the stove for a few minutes, make it crispy on the bottom. Please tell me you all do that. I would hate to not be able to be your friend anymore. Anyway, so I'm frying chicken. I make cornbread, and this is my setup. And yes, I know it looks staged, but I actually do make the food look pretty every day before we eat. Like the stage and make it just look really nice and pretty. So I made the beans, and I have the cornbread and the chicken and another vegetable, a raw vegetable, and a fruit. And this is kind of how we eat. We do not eat black-eyed peas with rice, so don't even ask. Anyway, that was it. I was done. So I put this in the refrigerator. This is the butter. I just put it in the refrigerator. You see it's kind of all hard. Do you know why your butter gets hard, guys, when you make it at home? Because you did not get all of the buttermilk out of it. It's just too hard to do it. So now I'm going to start cooking it down. It's just going to simmer all day and get all that fat, all that milk cooked out of it. This is the stuff on the top. It's like this creamy, salty mess. Oh, I looked away and it overflowed, so my pot looks horrible, but that's because it was a big old huge mess. Yeah, because somehow messes seem to just follow me around. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start filling up my jars of this wonderful nutrient dense food that we use all the time. This is so good, guys. You gotta try it. I will not purchase it in the store because it's so expensive, but I bought 18 pints for 50 cents each, so $9 for all of them. And I'm gonna have so many jars of ghee, and we use this for making popcorn, for grilled cheese if we eat that, for eggs. Look at my pot, look how dirty it is. Did you see it? Anyway, oh, it's so beautiful. Look at it. It was so worth all of the work to get this. I'm so excited about it. This is gonna be great. We've already been using it. Oh, we actually also put this in our coffee for our bulletproof coffee. We drink the fatty coffees. And now I'm gonna pour up this buttermilk into jars also to freeze, and I'll pull out a jar whenever I want to make. I use some in the cornbread instead of regular milk. I use buttermilk in it, and I'm gonna use it for waffles or biscuits or whatever. It's just gonna hang out in the freezer till I need it, and just bring the whole jar out. And I'll probably try to make 2 meals out of it, so I won't waste. But look, that was the before and this is the after. Look at all of that ghee, all of that buttermilk. Oh, I feel so wealthy. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you cooking with me for this day, and I will see you next Saturday. Bye.